And there are several facets of her life that are worth celebrating. One is her family and the love she had for her family. And we're fortunate to have some of those folks here. Norman,
Hi.
Bentley, her son-in-law, Lori, her daughter, and Lori's going to talk about Sue from a family standpoint, I think later, and if she wants to actually. And Leslie, and I saw Scott, Michelle. Did I miss any family members there? All right, well, the rest of us who are here, if we weren't family members, I'm sure that we knew Sue as a friend. And if you had Sue as a friend, you were very, very lucky. And I just wanted to tell you one story that kind of illustrates the extent to which Sue would go for her friends. We had a teacher at Moscow High School, Bill Fry. Some of you may remember Bill. We were very lucky to have him there. He was retired military, and then he taught government classes at the high school. And his experiences certainly helped him bring some things into his teaching that were very special for the students. Bill had a son who was in the service, and he was stationed in Germany and ended up having a dreadful car accident on the Autobahn. And he had a head injury and ended up at Walter Reed Hospital. And Sue went to Washington, D.C. fairly often because of her activities with the National Education Association. And so while Jim was in that hospital, Sue would take time out from her business there in Washington, D.C. to go read to him, show him yearbook pictures, and just do everything she could to try to help his recovery. And that was just Sue all over again. If you were her friend, she would interrupt any type of business that she might have to try to help you in any way. I certainly benefited from that during my political campaigns because she took it upon herself to help me with my newspaper publicity. And every year her goal was to get a few more names than she had the year before, and she always managed to do it. But as many of you might know, you didn't tell Sue no. So that was very helpful for me because she was able to get a lot of things done. Well, Sue's bench here goes beyond family and friendship. It goes beyond what she meant to the community. One, certainly as an educator. She was the type of teacher that every student loved. And when she was at Moscow High School, she taught government classes, and she also was in charge of the Gifted Talent program. And her approach to that program was wonderful because nobody had to pass a test to be able to take part in it. If a student had an interest, that student was welcomed, and she affected many students' lives while there. Then she was elected to the executive committee of the National Education Association, which took her out of our classrooms for 6 years while she was serving in that capacity. And she traveled the country and the world and did a lot of good there. But when her 6 years were over and she came back, she thought it wouldn't be fair to bump Connie Hall, who'd been replacing her at the high school, out of her spot. Sue just had a little while to go until retirement, so she then worked at the junior high school, and she was helping students that struggled more. And so if a student was having trouble in a class, they'd be moved into Sue's room for a while and get some special motivation and tutoring until they were ready to move back, and she helped many, many kids in that capacity. And then after she retired, she took on the task of trying to help teachers prepare for national board certification and contribute in yet another way that was very important. And I think that she there got the attention of people at the University of Idaho, including the dean, and that's why she got the honorary doctorate in education, of which Sue was extremely proud. And she received that doctorate just about a year ago, wasn't it? Yep. So her brothers came up from wherever they were, and we had a great celebration. And because I know how much that meant to her, we were happy to put Dr. Sue Hovey there because she definitely deserved that distinction. So this is really a great day to honor Sue as an important member of this community, as well as a special friend and family member. So I want to thank all of you for coming. And I know I myself am occasionally going to come and sit here just for inspiration. Sue was a special friend to me. We talked about a lot of things that we shared mutual interest in, and she was an inspiration to me, and I'm sure to all of you. So the Peace Band, now you have another thing ready?
Right, but we need